Good morning, A8 and A6. This is Mrs. Willette signing on this morning. By now, you've received your learning packets. In your learning packets, you will see that you have some reading work for each day. Mrs. Willette has looked to try to continue in our scope and sequence of our Reading First program, which means that we are going to continue with our learning of our reading program. So we will continue to follow the phonics skills so that we don't fall off track. A lot of the learning that we do with decodables and spelling words are things that you're familiar with anyway. So we're going to try to continue to work with what we would be working on normally in class. And as you come back into the classroom, I will review with you the material. So boys and girls, I'd like you to do a level 3. I'd like you to do the best work that you can. I'd like you to try not to give attitude and get your work done so that we can all be in the green zone. At some point soon, we will be back in school and you can show me that you've kept your brain alive. Miss Jalbert has prepared some math skills for you. In your math skills, you'll be doing a lot of review. We've been doing some subtraction, some addition, some base 10. She'll be going over that with you as well. Remember to do what you can, when you can, the best you can. There are a lot of other ways to learn too, boys and girls. In your packet, Mrs. Willette in A8 has given you some February ideas that you may do and see if you can create a bingo going through each different activity. You may be kind to someone in your household and give high fives all day with a big smile. You may make up a story and share the fun, positive story with somebody at your home. You may find beautiful things around your house and draw every detail. There are activities you can be doing, boys and girls, to keep your brain alive. You could build a Lego kit. You could bake a cake. There are plenty of things you can do around the house that can keep your brain active. So keep us posted. Keep Miss Jalbert and I posted as to the fun things you can do in the house that keeps your brain active. If you can take out the story, the Groundhog book from your packet, I will read that with you this morning. This is a pre-recorded video, but I am curious, did the groundhog see his shadow on February 2, Tuesday morning? Did the groundhog see his shadow on February 2, Tuesday morning? If the groundhog sees his shadow, due to clear weather, he will go and hide for 6 more weeks of winter. I'm not sure, boys and girls, but I think where we live, it's a little bit more than 6 weeks. It might be 2 months, but let's try to follow what the groundhog will do. If you have the storybook in front of you, I will read it with you. Hi, I'm George the Groundhog. I'm here to tell you some facts about groundhogs. So sit back, relax, and listen carefully. I am a rodent. Scientists say that I am related to the squirrel. Let's take a look at the pictures we have there. We have the groundhog and we have the squirrel. How are they similar? How are they the same? I might notice their fur color's the same. They have brown beady eyes. How are they different? Let's look at their differences. The squirrel has a huge bushy tail that's sitting up straight. How are they different? They are both categorized as rodents. I love to eat lots of green leaves, fruits, and vegetables. I don't drink much water though. Most of my water comes from leaves I eat. So what does a beaver and a groundhog and a squirrel and our rodents like to eat? Well, this groundhog loves to eat green leaves and fruits. Take a look at the picture. That's our groundhog. Nibble, nibble, nibble. I love to whistle. Can you whistle? I whistle when I am scared or when I am looking for a new girlfriend. Look at his little teeth. And there's his little girlfriend. Some people may call me a woodchuck, but I don't eat wood. Do you remember what I like to eat? Do you remember what they said what he likes to eat? Remember, lots of leaves and greens. A baby groundhog is called a kit or a cub. Aren't they cute? They are cute. So a baby groundhog is called a kit. In the winter, I like to go to sleep in my burrow. It's a little hole. I sleep very deeply. This is called hibernation. Let's say it together. Hibernation. I know when it's time to wake up, when the sun is out longer. Can you believe I have a whole day dedicated to me? Do you know what that day is called? On February 2. It's called Groundhog's Day. This day is big for all of us. But my friend Phil has a big job. He lets the world know if you'll have 6 more weeks of winter. If Phil sees his shadow, then we'll have 6 more weeks of winter. But if it's cloudy and there is no shadow, then spring is on its way. So on February 2, make sure you think of me and all of my friends. What is your prediction for Groundhog's Day for this year? Shadow or no shadow? So my friends, you may have to watch the news, or you may have to Google it. Did Groundhog Phil see his shadow? On this chart, we're going to write a couple things we remember. I remember that the groundhog was a rodent, so I will write rodent over here. I also remember that the groundhog eats green leaves, so I may write, I'm going to go back to my story, and I might write green leaves. A baby groundhog is called a kit, so I can write kit. Around the groundhog, write a couple facts that you remember from the story. You may have to go back to the story to find these words. What do you remember about the groundhog? Write a couple facts. They can be one word, lettuce. It can be one word, kit. It can be one word, it can be February 2. Boys and girls, you write what you remember and you may decorate and color your groundhog. Groundhog Day. I hope the groundhog does or does not see his shadow. You will put a check where you hope. Do you want a longer winter or do you want us to have a shorter winter? So you tell me why you hope the groundhog, if you want him to see his shadow or you don't want him to see his shadow. Then you can draw a picture of your groundhog. Then we have a fun word find. Remember, boys and girls, that if you have a hard time with a word, skip it and get back to it later. Sometimes when we struggle on a word, it's hard for us because we've been staring at it too long. Skip it and go to another word. That's a strategy we've used in the classroom. Also, boys and girls, put a check or circle the word that you found. Our first word is burrow, February, groundhog, hibernate, predict, shadow, spring, sun, winter, underground. That's a compound word, underground, underground. Okay. This is Monday and Tuesday's work, boys and girls. Do it at your pace. I also have our spelling words attached. This week we are talking about when something happens in the past, you add ed. When something happens in the past, we add ed. Now I want to show you a little trick, boys and girls. When you are looking at adding ed, let's pretend we're going to an ed party. Now when we add ed, because we're having an ed party, we want to make sure that we have two consonants to go to the party because the consonants are afraid to go alone. My turn, ask, your turn. My turn, asked, your turn. Now it sounds like a T, but it's an ED. Now I have two consonants before ED, so I should be okay. My turn, plan, your turn. Planned. Now, because I'm having an ED party and there's only one consonant, they're afraid to go alone. They want to bring a friend. The consonants need to have a friend. So I'm going to double up the consonants to add ED. My turn, help, your turn. Now look at the word helped. It sounds like a T, but it's not a T, it's an ED. Again, we're adding ed because it happened in the past. Again, I need to make sure I had two consonants before I added the ed, and I do, an L and a P. My turn, jog, your turn. Jogged. Now I only have one consonant going to the ed party, so he's going to bring a friend. I need two consonants to add ed. My turn, call, your turn. Now, do I have two consonants? Yep. So then, boys and girls, I don't need to add anything. My turn, called, your turn. I called yesterday. I called a minute ago. I did it in the past. Again, soon. Those are high frequency words. They do not follow any phonics rules. We need to know those by heart. You may want to sing A-G-A-I-N again. A-G-A-I-N again. A-G-A-I-N again. Then we have soon. Boys and girls, you'll be writing your spelling words with different colors and make a rainbow. And our last one, write the word in each box and write if it's happened now, if it tells about now, or write the word under the past if it tells about the past. So if it has ed and it happened yesterday, it'll be in the past. Okay, let's try the first one. Wants. He wants to go to the store. He wants to go to the store now. Circle the word wants. Write the word wants. Liked. Now it sounds like a T, but it's an ED. He liked to go to the store. He liked his new pants. Liked happened in the past. I have an ED, so that happened in the past. Boys and girls, touch the tall line when needed, touch the small line when needed. I hope that you have a marvelous day. I know that we're going to be having lots of snow. Hopefully you work on your work at your pace, and that maybe you can go outside and get some fresh air and do some shoveling. Mrs. Willett loves you very much, boys and girls. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Remember to use your words, and I hope that you can all stay in the green zone, and I hope to hear from you soon. Love you lots.